Good morning. Okay, so today is the rest of Helaman Chapter 9, verses 21 through 41. And so in the last verses, they began to question Nephi about the murder of the chief judge. And then in the rest of the verses, he says, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to his house. You're going to say, did you murder your brother? He's going to deny it. He's going to stammer a bit. And you're going to be like, that's suspicious. And then you're going to see blood on his cloak. And you're going to say, hey, is that your brother's? And then he's going to confess to the murder. And then you'll know that I am a prophet. So that's basically what happens. And some people believe and some people don't. But anyways, that's what happens in these verses. And, sorry. So in my supplemental, very short, just two sections, really short sections of just breaking it down. And the first one is about testimony, about how bearing your testimony can be verified through the Spirit. A testimony is the priceless knowledge of eternal truths received by the power of the Holy Ghost. As members of the Church of Christ, we can have a witness of many eternal truths. These include the fact that God is our Father, that Jesus is the Christ, that Revelation is the pattern for God's dealings with man, that Joseph Smith was a prophet of the Restoration, that gospel truths were indeed restored through the Book of Mormon, and many other related matters. And by the power of the Holy Ghost, we can know that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the Lord's church, once again established here upon the earth, and that a living prophet leads us. So it's just talking about testimony and how bearing it will be, So then it gives an evidence. Sorry, my hair's on my face. It gives an evidence about the trial of Seantum. Yes. It says, on his garden tower, Nephi prophesies the secret murder of the chief judge Caesorum by Caesorum's brother Seantum. The fact eventually attests to Nephi's inspiration in the matter, but Seantum's trial brings up some fascinating issues of Israelite and therefore Nephite law. Under the law of Moses, unwitnessed murders posed great difficulties because in order for a suspect to be convicted, every fact had to be backed by the testimony of two witnesses. In fact, if a murderer could not be found after an unwitnessed slaying, all of the men in the village had to be purified, and solemn rituals and oaths of innocence were required. Even Seantum's confession to the murder would not generally be accepted in a court of law, as the Talmud forbids a man being put to death by his own testimony. However, the law does include specific exceptions for convicting someone based on a confession, all of which Seantum's case meets. First of all, the confession must occur before the trial, as Seantum's did, rather than during it. Second, the suspect's testimony against himself must be corroborated as by casting lots or by divine inspiration, which requirement Nephi's prophecy fulfilled. Third, physical evidence of the crime must be provided, as in the blood found on Seantum's cloak. So there you go. Little interesting fact there. So that is chapter 9. Tomorrow's chapter 10. Right? Yeah. Okay. So that's all I got. I love you all. I will talk to you later.